Hi guys, and welcome to another video by Traveling Vegan and Frodo. Thank you so much for being here again. Thank you for coming back on the channel. And today I'm doing a video that's really relevant, I feel, to what I do and what I talk about on this channel, which is touring, cycling, and all that kind of stuff. And this particular video is going to be on bike setup and, more importantly, going with rack, going with a saddlebag. I have my bikes here. Going with rack, going with saddlebag, or going with the ordinary backpack. So I just realized that I need to quickly go and grab my little baggies from my saddlebag just so you can see it. But anyway, tell me how your day is going. Everything good? Plan any big trips? Any big trips coming up? I know I have a big trip coming up. And it's very exciting, and again, which is why this video is relevant. There you go. Is this better? The camera's a bit funny. Anyway, let's not make this video too crazy long. Right, so bicycle rack is basically this. By the way, this is my brand new bike. We'll talk about it a little bit later in another video. I'll give you like a full-on proper introduction and everything, and all the whistles and bells. Basically, this is the rack that you can use bags like this on. They have little hooks at the back. They have little strap. The bag has a strap, and there's also another strap that goes through here. There's like a little hook thing, and you hook it up to these metal posts of your bag. There's also a reflective thing at the back here, and the way I'll grab the other bag to make it easier for you to see with the way the bike is positioned. But basically, you hook this bag up onto the back of your bike, right? And you hook it up, you tie it up, and you do it on both ends, and then you fill these bags up with whatever it is that you need. And there's room in there. And well, first of all, for those who've been watching my channel for a little bit, you know that I do quite a bit of touring, and the tours, quite a few tours that I did last year in 2016 were with these bags. And if you can see, even like they're pretty worn out, and there's like holes in there's holes in them, but that's okay, that's fine. That's like what their purpose is in the first place. So that could be an option number one when you're going cycle touring, when you have a lot of stuff to take, when you're not sure, when you're a beginner, because that's what I did. Like, I was a beginner, I didn't know how to do it. My very first tour, a ride that was over 3 days. I used a backpack. I have talked about this on the video before, but basically it was like just a backpack like this. In fact, I think it might have been like this actual backpack, and that's fine, and you load it up with everything you need, and you just wear it on your back, right? And this option might seem very easy and very simple and very inexpensive, because like you don't have to buy anything else, right? Just gonna wait for that train to go past. So and it's good, right? Like, because you don't need to invest in anything else. It's just there, and it's like easy and sweet. But the thing is, the more you put on it, and the longer you ride in a day, or the more hills that you do in the day, you're gonna get like pretty sick of the backpack pushing on your shoulders, pushing on your neck. It's gonna be heavy. And if you want that extra bit of exercise, like, you can do it, and it's fine. But personally, from my experience, if I was to go with carrying a lot of weight on my bike when I'm cycling, I might rather have that weight on the bike. And again, there are benefits, pros and cons to that, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, than on my back. Because when the weight is on your bike, it's a lot more strain on the bike. Yes, I agree. Obviously, you're gonna have to be reasonable with how much you put on it. Like, you're not gonna put 50 or 60 kilograms of stuff. But also, who's gonna want to ride a 70 or 60 kilogram weight thing setup? It's just gonna be very heavy, and it's gonna be hard for you. It's fine if you want to do it, obviously. I know that for me, I rather not, personally. With the backpack though, right? It's gonna be on your back. So at night time, the first trip I did was a 3-day little tour thing. And I was just doing it with a backpack because I didn't really know of racks. I didn't know they existed. I didn't know how they worked. And I got my backpack, I chucked everything that I thought I needed for that time, for that trip, and at the end of the day I was just so tired and so exhausted that I was just like hating the weight that I had to put on my back. And it's it makes the bike very nice and easy and smooth because the bike is very light and very easy to ride. But then on your back, like, you have a lot less, I want to say energy, but you get worn out much quicker. And I don't think it's personally worth the effort, especially if you're gonna go for, you know, days and days and days in a row of a trip. When I go to work and I have to bring my laptop to work and like my food and change of clothes and then clothes for the gym and whatever else, I just take my backpack. It's no drama. It's a non-issue if you like. I find it's not an issue if I want to ride for, I know, 5 or 10 Ks or even 15 Ks with quite a bit of weight on my back, it's fine. But when you get into like 100, 200, 300 K days, day after day after day, it just gets pretty exhausting. So with the rack, you can still take a lot of stuff, but it's less of it on your back, so it makes it a lot easier on your body. You get less worn out. But the opposite, the other flip of that coin, is that your back wheel, the more you take, the faster this wheel here is going to get worn out, and the faster it's going to get worn out, the more punctures and whatever else it's going to get, basically. So I've learned that on my very first tour. I loaded up my bike with more stuff that I needed. However, I did use most of everything that I took with me that time, but I just didn't realize that I could live with less. And I also, I wasn't really paying that much attention to tires being worn out or whatnot. So my back wheel, the tire on my back wheel got very worn out, especially with all the weight on my back tire. And that wasn't very fun. One day I had 6 punches in one day, and it was a learning experience, I tell you that, but it's fine. We'll live through it, and it was a lot of fun. I'm always grateful for every single tour and every single day on the bike that I take and that I have. Also, another alternative with the rack, I mean, these things are on the market, I just don't have them because I don't really have use for them right now, if you know what I mean, is up the front. You can also put another rack, just like in the back, you can put it at the front. Basically, so that's your option number 1. Option number 2 is your backpack, whether it's this one. Lately, when I've been going my tours, you might have seen it, and I have talked about it before, I take this teeny tiny little backpack because I think it's still helpful to have some stuff on your back, like, you know, your wallet, your phone, whatever, have useful stuff, a little bit of food, a little bit of extra luggage to carry. And this one is also camelback, so inside there is a little bladder where I can put water, and while I'm riding I can drink that water, and it's very convenient, very nice. I don't have to stop, I can just whip it out and drink. And option number 3, what I'm doing now, what I will be doing in the future, because right now, for where I am with my cycling and the goals that I have with my cycling, I find that the most suitable option for me right now, it is a saddlebag. Woo. Okay, this particular one, the brand is Ortlieb. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read it properly, but if I'm saying it the wrong way, sorry. Ortlieb? Anyway, you can see it there. That's the brand. This particular saddlebag is really good, and I find it very helpful. I found it very good in my last tour. I found it very good on my last tour. It has 2 straps here, but see, that's the thing. Your saddle post needs to be much longer for both of the straps to be able to go around. You can have a look here. Yeah, it's kind of on the side, and while I was riding I put it through this little metal bit here to set it up. You can put it under vacuum. There are a couple of clips here. It's huge, it's massive, really. Look at it. It is massive, and inside It's huge. This you can fit a lot of stuff in here. It's great. I love it. I'm gonna try out Apidura bags, saddlebags for my next tour, which is coming up in September. I'm so excited. And this one, it doesn't have a shell in the back. It's kind of like soft, but at the top there is like a hard shell here. The saddlebag that I originally bought for my last tour was this one. It's called Wildcat. And it has like also this one big strap and a bunch of like little mini straps, and it had this bag that you fill up, you attach it to this saddlebag that would already be on your bike. But as you know, if you've been watching my videos or you saw those videos on those days, the damn thing fell on my so you can't really even use it. You can't use this. Yeah, it ripped, even though that was annoying. It was expensive and it ripped. But it lasted maybe 500 Ks, no, more, 7 maybe. But at the end of the day, it maybe was not that good for what I needed it for, which was the long thousands of Ks. It lasts probably really well for hundreds, but not thousands. This thing is much better. The more you load it up though, you can still have that issue of it hitting the back of your wheel here, right? So what I came up with are these little strappy things. You can hook them up onto your bag and to your saddle post to make the bag basically lift it up and hold it close tight to your saddle post. Or these kind of wiry things, it's just DIY with a little hooky thing at the end. So good. And again, at the same time, you need to just kind of remember to have you pack, check it in the morning before you're leaving, that everything is lifted up, everything is tight, and vacuum inside, it's squeezed. There's like a little valve on this particular bag. I'll do a specific review on this bag, and I'll do a review on a Apidura bag once that arrives. And yeah, so basically it really just depends how long you're going for, what experience you want, how far you're planning on going every day, how fast you want to be moving. I myself now prefer to be able to do more Ks, bring less stuff with me, and challenge myself on living off less, like just one change of clothes, my cycling gear that I'd wear, maybe a jacket, and a couple of small things that I need for like general living purposes, like a toothbrush and whatever else. But basically it. Oh, and I'll do another video on that, but that's kind of the main storage things. And then you can go into all these like little baggies on the side, frame bags. You can also put bags up the front here as well. You can roll up your sleeping mattress and things like that here. But that's a slightly different video, so we'll talk about that later, and this video is getting a little long now too. So anyway, there are your options. These are the 3 options that I have tried so far. I find the saddlebag the most helpful for long tours that are gonna last days and days in advance, but you need to be really clear on what you're going to take. You need to be very specific about what you might encounter, so you are self-sufficient. So these frame bags though, I find them really good to store your bike stuff like tires, tubes, pumps and things like that. And then your clothes and maybe a pair of like thorns or jangles, whatever you call them, they can go into here, and just a couple of like little things. With saddlebags and the racks, they're incredible when you are not going for too far or you need to carry a lot of stuff. So it could be your sleeping arrangements. I often have to travel with my laptop because I have a job right now that requires me to be available all days of the week basically. And I have also, what I've done in the past, one of my tours I actually decided not to take annual leave but work through it as well, and that was not really particularly easy because I wanted to ride, I wanted to take time off, but then I had to work. But at the same time, that allowed me to now have all this time off this year, and now I can take these amazing tours, go on these amazing tours and take you with me and show you incredible pieces of this country and another country and somewhere else, and it's like really fun and exciting. So anyway, that's the thing, like these kind of saddle bags, they're amazing for loading them up with stuff. Of course you need to like be aware that you don't, they get worn out like anything else, and then stuff can fall out. And when you are loading them up with heavy stuff, maybe have some sort of, at the base here, at the bottom, have piece of fabric or like a towel or something like that, just stopping them from hitting your derailleur or hitting your other side. And make sure that they're always on. You have to check that, otherwise they'll be hitting your wheel. But also, yeah, make sure you're not loading them up crazy heavy on the derailleur side of the bike, which is this side, because you don't want that to go great, to go wrong. So obviously your laptop or your heavy things need to be on the other side, but at the same time you want it to be somewhat balanced. Yeah, and if you go for really short stuff but still need to take some stuff or a bit of stuff, backpack and off you go. That's my choice and that works for me. So hopefully this video was helpful. It's longer than I intended it to be, but nevertheless, hopefully I kind of gave you an idea of what I use, what I'm planning to use, and the reasoning behind why I would choose a certain thing or choose not to use a specific thing for my touring bike biking methods. So see you in another video. Thanks for being here with me on the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. Remember to stop counting calories, start counting hills, count your adventures, count your passions, live this life to the fullest and live it to the true version, most brightest, most exciting version of yourself that you can possibly be and you want to be. See you again soon. Bye.